All right, without further ado, then let's jump right into it. Let's get going. All right, let's talk algorithm changes. Okay, so, the consensus in the media, the consensus across, the mainstream media, especially, and the consensus apparently across all social media marketers is that Facebook pages are just dead. They're dying. They're going the way of the dodo, right? Your posts, you're going to be posting just into emptiness, into space. No one's going to see your posts ever again because of these recent announcements by the Mark Zuckerberg. That's actually not true, folks. We need to stop panicking on this. So we're going to go right into, we're going to ask the horse himself. We're going to hear it from the horse's mouth, Mr. Zuckerberg. We're going to look at his updates of the last month and examine those one by one. But just to start things off, let's just identify what the consensus is out there is that Facebook pages are no longer going to be a viable thing for your business. I disagree, and I'm going to tell you why. All right. So let's start by looking at the 3 algorithm announcements that have happened over the last month. Okay. Let me share my screen here. All right, great. All right. So you guys should be seeing my screen now. Okay, let's go through these one by one. Now, just to start off, our friends over at Buffer have written a great article. I'm going to share this for you guys. Let me throw that in the comments over here. Where is that at? Well, actually, after I stop sharing my screen, I'll throw that in there. So I can't see how to do it right now. This is a great post. It kind of keeps you up with all the updates on the Facebook algorithm, all right? And the last 3 are from December 18th, the one we're going to talk about today. December 18th, January 11th, and January 19th. We're going to talk about all those updates, okay? Let's go to those. The first one is December 18th. Pages that use engagement bait are downranked. Okay, let's check that out. Here is the announcement, okay? Fighting engagement bait on Facebook. Let's go through this and see exactly what this means. You guys may be familiar with this, maybe not. Even if you are familiar, it's always good to review. Okay, so this announcement is basically all about baiting, okay? Baiting people to engage with your posts. People have done this since I started Post Finder in 2011 and people were doing this. People have been doing this from the beginning. It comes in many forms, asking people to do specific actions, do specific engagement actions for the pure goal of kind of manipulating and hacking the Facebook algorithm. The sense that if you get more people to like your post, if you get them to comment on it, if you get them to share it, then it's going to show up in the newsfeed more often. That's true. If people do that, that way it will show up in the newsfeed more often. It will get more reach. But the problem is Facebook doesn't want you asking people to do that, okay? They don't want you and manipulating people to do that. Here are some examples. Vote baiting. You've seen this a ton, right? Ever since reactions came out, you have this thing with 4 different pictures. You have to vote on it via a reaction. Therefore, people will vote, and then that will, engage the Facebook's algorithm, and it will give more engagement to the post, and therefore it will show up more in the newsfeed. This is something they don't want you doing. React baiting, telling people to like things if, telling people to share things if, all right? These are all kinds of baiting. Tag baiting, telling people to tag their friends, telling people to make a comment. So these are all bad things to do. And, the reason they're bad to do is because you should be sharing content that is good enough that people are just going to be doing this anyway, right? This is what you want people doing. If you share good content that's relevant to your fans and that brings value to them, they're going to tag their friends anyway. They're going to comment on it anyway. And we're going to talk on the next update about how important commenting is and tagging, because that's going to create very valuable interactions, meaningful interactions, as Zuckerberg puts it, on Facebook. So you're going to want to share content that gets people to tag their friends in the comments, to leave a comment. You're going to want to do that. But you don't want to overtly ask for those things. Okay, that's the problem. Don't overtly ask for those things, and don't create images that ask for those either, because Facebook's very smart, as you probably realize. They have this thing called machine learning where they can put in a bunch of behaviors. So that, for example, they can put in a bunch of pictures or a bunch of posts that have this kind of manipulative language. And then the machine will just learn to recognize those things. And then when you do them, they're just going to automatically limit the reach of that specific post. And if you do them too often on your page, they're going to limit the reach of your entire page, which you definitely don't want. So you don't want to be doing these things, okay? So this is a pretty simple, straightforward update. What is the takeaway? Don't bait, okay? Don't bait. Don't clickbait. Don't like bait. Don't share bait. Don't comment bait. Don't tag bait, all right? Which means don't explicitly ask people, your fans, to do these things. Just share great content and make them do it via the quality of the content. That's the point here. Now, how does this kind of gel with me? If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that I have this kind of metaphor where I talk about, fishing. So I kind of use the bait metaphor. I say, you got to put out the chum and you got to put out the hooks. Chum is that engaging content that people can engage with, but it doesn't lead them back to your business. It doesn't lead them back to your website. And, the hooks are those posts, like your blog posts, that lead people back to your website. You put out the chum, the engaging stuff to get people, commenting, sharing, liking on your comments, telling the Facebook newsfeed that they like your stuff. And then in between that chum, you drop in the hooks, which, get people to click on them, to go back to your website and get valuable information. Because I know all you guys who are blogging out there or sharing things from your website are doing it because your business offers value, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. That's not the kind of baiting that Facebook is talking about. That's the stuff that you should continue to be doing. You should continue to be chumming the waters with relevant, high quality content that gets people to tag their friends and have meaningful interactions on your posts. And then you should be dropping in, of course, you should be dropping in links to your blog posts that you put all that work into and that you've done the work to create value with those posts, share information that is valuable to people. You got to be sharing those on your Facebook page too. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's not spammy. That's not baity. You should be continuing to doing that. Okay. So the takeaway again, don't bait. Instead, just follow my instructions of chumming the waters with high quality content and then throwing in your great blog posts and your links back to your website. Okay. Okay. That is update number 1. Okay, update number 2. Let's go back here. So we got posts that spark conversations and meaningful interactions between people are prioritized. Okay, where's the announcement here? Okay, so bringing people close together. Now we're going to read into this and kind of go through this in a little bit more detail. This is the announcement from January 11th, and it's Mark Zuckerberg wrote a big post on it. Let's kind of go through this. The main theme here is that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook wants people enjoying their experience on Facebook. They want people to have a positive experience on Facebook so that they have a long-term love for the network, right? They don't want to be doing things that just get Facebook short-term gain, like putting really viral videos and the kind of content that gets a lot of engagement. They don't want the newsfeed to be filled with a bunch of content that just gets a lot of engagement in the short term at the cost of people thinking over the long term that Facebook's just not valuable, right? That it's kind of a waste of time. It's this thing that you do at the bus stop when you're just killing time and you're not really interacting with your friends and family anymore. You're just watching these stupid videos that hook you in, and you're just reading these spammy, sensational posts. Facebook knows that if you do that over a period of time, you're going to come to think that Facebook's a waste of your time. You're going to kind of start to realize that it's not healthy for your life, right? That's what they want to avoid over the long term. So they're trying to do this via a manipulation of their newsfeed algorithm, okay? So let's just go through this. We built Facebook to help people stay connected, okay? That's why we have friends and family. But recently, we've gotten feedback that the public content is crowding out personal moments. Okay. It's easy to understand how we got here. Video and other public content have exploded on Facebook over the last couple of years. And since there's been more public content, it's shifted perhaps people's attention away from their friends and family. Okay, let's keep going down through here. Research shows that when we use social media to connect with people we care about, it can be good for your well-being. All right, and people feel more connected. But if people are just passively, this is important. If people are just passively reading articles and watching videos, then people are not going to have a good experience. Okay. So they're going to make a major change to how they build Facebook. And this is very key right here. I'm changing the goal I give our product team from focusing on helping you find relevant content, helping you have more meaningful social interactions. So you should have this bell going, ding, 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 ding. As someone who runs a Facebook page and shares content with my fans, this is very important. This is something I have to think about. The goal is not just finding relevant content anymore. It's helping people have meaningful social interactions. So what's an example of a meaningful social interaction that someone could have on your Facebook page? Well, say you post a video or an image or an article, and that article is so interesting and so conversation worthy that your fan tags a couple of his friends in a comment on that post. And then when that fan does that, their friends come along and they see the content as well, and they might have a different take on it. And then they say, hey, thanks for tagging me. This is what I think about it. And then the original person who tagged it responds, oh, that's interesting. Well, yeah, I don't know if you're so right there, but this is my opinion on it. A conversation that happens like that on your post is exactly what Zuckerberg means by meaningful social interactions. You probably have this happen to you before, where one of your friends, either close friends or a distant friend on Facebook, sees something interesting and they think of you. They think, oh, Josh would like that. I'm going to tag him. He'd be interested in this video right here about snowboarding, because I know Josh likes snowboarding. So I'm going to tag him and let him watch that. And so, when I see that tag, when I see that notification come up and see, John tagged me on that video, and I go and look at it, it kind of gives me a little warm, fuzzy feeling inside, right? That John, when he saw that video, he thought of me, right? He thought of me, and then I'm going to think, hey, John, thanks for tagging me. What do you think of that trick the guy did at, minute 1.3 or something, right? And then we're going to have an interaction. This is the kind of thing, imagine, put yourself in my shoes. If you go through this, I mean, I'm sure it's happened to all you guys. When this happens to you, you're like thankful. You're thankful for Facebook. You think it's a pretty cool app. It's brought value. It's brought a positivity to your life, right? That couldn't have happened otherwise. One of your friends, someone of your contacts tagged you. They thought of you. You feel nice that they thought of you, and that when they saw that content, and then you guys have an interaction. These are the kind of engagements that you should be trying to spawn on your page, okay? And this is what Zuckerberg's going for. He wants this kind of stuff happening more often on Facebook, instead of people just, at the bus stop, opening up Facebook on their phone and scrolling, stopping, watching a video, scrolling, stopping, seeing an image, scrolling, stopping, and maybe liking it, maybe sharing it, right? But not interacting with other people who they know. So this is something you got to really think about. From this point forward, when you're thinking about what you're going to post on your pages, you got to think about this. Your goal should be to get discussions going on your posts. You want back and forth in the comments. Comments are key. Those are what you're looking for. And again, going back to that last update, you're not going to want to ask people specifically to comment. Don't say, comment on this and tag your friend if you think this is interesting. Or, you think that, have you thought of that friend who you think might like this post? Well, tag them in this post. Can't do that. Let the content you share speak for itself. If you're doing it the right way, and if you're using Post Planner, to be honest, to find proven content, it's not going to be that hard to get your fans doing this. Okay. So it says we started making this change last year. It's going to take months for this new focus to come in. All right. Very important there as well, right? Is that this has already started. And this is, I really want to emphasize this point. This is not like Zuckerberg saying, hey guys, I'm announcing the apocalypse and it's going to start in 1 week, T-minus 7 days and counting. Here we go. No, this has been happening the whole time. So you see a lot of these, blog articles or articles in the press that say, that kind of hint that this is something that's coming and it's just going to destroy all business and pages on Facebook. No, it's a gradual thing that's been happening from the beginning. Since 2007, they've been, or whenever it came out, I think Newsfeed came out in 2009. They've been honing the newsfeed ever since then. And Facebook is not dumb. They're not going to make some drastic update overnight that's going to change the experience of everyone on the site. Why would they do that when they have all this data from years and years of use, where they can use that data and they can make smart incremental updates? That's what they're going to do. That's what they've been doing. That's what they will continue to do. Okay, so don't think that, you know, sometime next week the new algorithm is going to go into effect and suddenly your posts are going to reach, instead of reaching, you know, 5,000 people every post, you're going to reach 10. No, that's not going to happen. There's a reason Facebook is been showing your post to 5,000 people, and that reason is you post content that that Facebook thinks those 5,000 people will find valuable. Okay, so. Very important. We started making these changes last year. It's going to continue. It's going to take many months. Okay. The first changes you'll see will be in the newsfeed, where you can expect to see more of your friends and family. Okay, that's obvious. You know, posts by friends and family are going to be weighted higher. You're going to see more of them. Now, remember, that doesn't mean the friends and family posts don't only consist of, you know, pictures of their daughter, or, you know, pictures of the meal they had last night, you know, or just the kind of content that people post about their own lives. No, your friends and family are also sharing posts from pages. They're sharing videos from pages. So you're going to want your fans to still share your posts, because all those fans are humans, right? They're somebody else's friends, or they're somebody else's family. So that's another thing you're going to be aiming for, is just to continue getting people to share your post. Because if John shares your post and I'm friends with John, then I'm going to see that post, because that's one of my friends. It's not a page, right? It's John sharing that page's content. So that's still a huge opportunity, is to get people to share your content, share your posts. Okay, next. As we roll this out, you'll see less public content, like posts from businesses, brands, and media. Okay. That's a little bit, you read that and you're like, oh no, I'm a business. I have a page. This isn't good for me. We're going to see in the next update what this actually means in terms of, you know, numbers. Mark Zuckerberg is very specific about what percentage of posts in the newsfeed this is going to result in. And hint, it's not a big change. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers it. This is what I talked about earlier. By making these changes, I expect that the time people spend on Facebook to go down. You know, he's saying that, you know, if we stop showing this kind of viral, manipulative content, this kind of the content I was talking about at the bus stop, where you're just like scrolling and, you know, watching the video and clicking like, that manipulates people into using the app more. And so he expects that kind of usage to go down. Now, I don't know if he really expects that, to be honest with you, but he says he does, okay? And so he's kind of virtue signaling here, right? He's saying, look, I don't care. I'm for the long-term benefit of Facebook. I don't care if people use the app a little bit less. We're going to try to just make the experience better. I believe that he wants to make the experience better, but I think that probably people won't use the app less, okay? Let me put it that way. Okay, so what are the takeaways here? Well, the takeaways are you need to share content that provides a forum for meaningful interactions by real people with their friends. Think of your posts as creating a forum for discussion. If you post content that becomes a forum for discussion, you are exactly what Facebook wants on their platform. You are posting content that Facebook wants on their platform, and you have nothing to worry about when it comes to any algorithm changes in the past or going forward, because Facebook is always going to want meaningful interactions between real people, real friends, real family members, okay? So if you provide that forum via your post, you're gonna be good to go. And one more thing is that get people to tag their friends in the comments on your posts, but do it without telling them to tag their friends, okay? So that's the main the takeaway here on this update. Okay, one more to go. Okay, and here's the last one from January 19th. So this is from about 2 weeks ago. helping ensure news on Facebook is from a trusted source. Okay, so let's get down here. There's a major, he talks about the announcement from last week. And then he talks about, now this is where the numbers I wanted to talk about. Check out this paragraph. Last week I announced, and last week this announcement is the one we just looked at. Last week I announced a major change to encourage meaningful social interactions with family and friends over passive consumption. Passive consumption is the kind of stuff that results in a bad experience in the long term. As a result, you'll see less public content, including news, video, posts from brands. After this change, we expect news to make up roughly 4% of the news feed, down from roughly 5%. Now, just step back and think about that for a second. We're going from 5% to 4%. Let that sink in. Now, is that cause for panic? No. It's an incremental change. So you want to just be part of the 4%, baby. That's all you got to do. Don't be part of that 1% that's been thrown out of the newsfeed because you post crap. Post good stuff. Post the kind of content that becomes a forum for discussion, a forum for meaningful interaction. You're going to be part of that 4%. All right, your posts are going to be part of that 4%. You're not going to lose any reach. You might even gain reach because now you have less competition, right? They're throwing out all the spammers basically, or all the pages that are sharing crap content, and now you have less competition to deal with. So maybe your reach and your engagement's going to go up. I bet mine is. That's what I'm planning to do. And I know that if I use Postfire to find pre-proven content in my domain, then I have even a better chance at that. All right. So that's very important. I just wanted to share that. We were going from 5% to 4%. Okay. Now he says, yeah, this is a big change because when you have billions and billions of users and millions and tens of millions of pages, then one little incremental percentage point, it's going to affect a lot of people. A lot of pages sharing bad content. They're going to be in trouble. Don't be one of those people. Okay. Second major update. Here it is. Okay. So I've asked our product team to make sure we prioritize news that is trustworthy, informative, and local. Okay. Just think of those 4 things: trustworthy, informative, and local. So what does this tell you? What content should you avoid? You want to avoid content that is not trustworthy, that's possibly not legit. Okay. Obviously, you guys have been in the same environment as I have for the last couple of years with all this political craziness going on. People from both sides sharing sensational stuff about the other side. Many people in America think it affected the election, so everyone's kind of freaking out about it hurting democracy and all this. These are all legitimate concerns, but your takeaway should be try to vet the sources that you're sharing on your page. So if you're sharing blog posts, if you're sharing articles, make sure that you're sharing stuff from legit sources. Okay. Don't maybe you do run political pages. If you do, try to avoid those sensational ones that that are sharing manipulative and false content. Okay. So try to keep it trustworthy, and then try to keep it informative. And this kind of just goes back to what we've been saying the whole time. If it's informative, people are going to be interested in it. It's going to make people think about their friends who would also want to read or view this content. And then they're going to tag those friends in the comments. And then you're going to create that forum for discussion, and all is going to be good. Now, the last one, local, is going to be good for many of you. Many of you probably have local businesses, so you can, you're going to benefit from this. The content that you share about your local community, and if most of your customers are in one area, then you're going to be able to post content that's relevant to them, or relevant to the geography of where they are, and the community where they are, and you're going to benefit from this update. Now, others like Postfinder, we don't really have a local area, right? We're worldwide, so we can't really take advantage of that so much. Although there are ways we can post specific specials to specific geographies as well. But that's a little bit more complicated. We won't go into that this time. But my point is that there are opportunities in here. Avoid, as Zuckerberg says, too much sensationalism, too much misinformation, and polarization. Okay. Okay. So I think we can kind of end it there. on these updates. The takeaway here, like I said, is write, and share trustworthy, informative content. And I say write because, you know, a lot of you guys out there are bloggers. You have a blog for your business. You're creating content. You're doing content marketing, and social media is the way that you, it's a tool for that content marketing. And so, you know, make sure that when you're writing blog posts and you're writing your articles, that you're writing well-researched, trustworthy content. And the last thing you want is that your website gets tagged by Facebook as being sensational and false, because then you're going to be in big trouble, because they'll just, no matter who shares your blog posts, they'll just not show them to people. Okay. Once they get feedback from users saying, you know, this particular website posts sensational, dishonest stuff, then you're going to be in big trouble. So don't do that. Make sure you write and share on social media trustworthy, informative content. All right. And P.S., most important thing I think in this announcement, 5% to 4%. That's it. Okay. It's not 5% to 0%. No, it's 5% to 4%. It's not 5% to 0.005%, right? Or 5% to even 1%, or 5% to 3%. It's 5% to 4%. Okay. It's just a little incremental change. Yes, it's going to affect a lot of pages out there that share bad content, kind of content that Facebook doesn't want. Good. Let's get rid of those guys so that we can, we don't have to compete with them anymore in the newsfeed. All right. Okay, great. Now let me, I'm going to stop sharing here and see if I can answer a few questions. And then we're going to jump into part 2. All right. We got, let's see. Okay. We just kind of got people talking about the announcement and the new app. All right, cool. What about Heidi asks us, hey Heidi, good to see you. What about asking people who attended your event to tag themselves in a group video photo? I would do that in person, right? At the event, do that in person at the event. Don't do it in the post. I would just avoid those names, because those names are just going to be like, or those words, tag this, like this, share this, comment on. If you just have those words in the captions of your posts, you know, it's kind of obvious that you're doing the wrong thing. Even if your intention is good, your heart's in the right place, you know, it's just probably not wise to do. Okay. So I would ask people, you know, in person, in your stores, in your restaurant, at your events, by all means, tell people to do whatever you want them to do. Just don't do it in your posts. Okay. And yeah, okay, Valentine, good point. 5% to 4% is a 20% reduction. It's true. I agree. And 20% of the bad content and the bad content sharers out there, they're going to be gone. So now you don't have to compete with them anymore, right? So that's good. Is this only for Facebook? What about Instagram? It is. This is only for Facebook right now. I'm sure Instagram will follow, because just the more people and more content that happens on Instagram, Facebook is compelled by that amount of content to make sure that you, as an Instagram user, also have a similarly valuable interaction, meaningful interactions there. Is it still okay to ask questions? By all means, Mike. Asking questions is great. That asking questions creates discussion, right? But I wouldn't ask questions just to get engagement. No, ask questions that are meaningful, that are relevant to your fans, that are relevant to the sector. Okay. So I think that answers that question. Can you ask a question in the caption? Yes, I would still ask questions, like I just said. Lots of people asking about questions. You're asking questions about questions. What am I to do? Okay, yes, you're right. Post Planner, Ruby, good point. Post Planner has several posts in our status ideas, because our status ideas engine, we have even a whole category, you know, ask for likes or like this. I can't remember the name of it. Don't use those anymore. We will probably have to just remove that whole category, because it's just not smart to use those anymore. All right. So you're right about that. I'll admit that. Social media examiner says you should stop posting blog articles, because it sends. That is insane. No, that I will just tell you right now, that is absolutely wrong. Facebook does not want you only doing things inside of Facebook. That's just not the nature of the web, people. Facebook still wants to be the front door of the internet. There's no doubt. When Facebook wants it so that when people think, Wonder what's going on in the world. They go to Facebook. The world includes their friends and family, but it also includes, news and other things that are happening in the business world and in whatever sector you've signaled to Facebook that you're interested in by all the pages you like and all this kind of stuff that you share. No, there's no way that Facebook's just going to stop sharing links, basically, right? They're not going to just remove links from the newsfeed. That would totally damage the quality of the content in the newsfeed. Why would they ever do that? It just doesn't make any sense. So I totally disagree. All right, so I'll try to come back to more of these later, but it's 34 minutes into the hour. We got to keep going, people. We got to keep going. We got more content to cover. Okay, so hopefully that was valuable, guys. I'm gonna close out these. Oh yeah, let me share that article from Buffer, because those guys just really post great content. There's the post from Buffer. Grab that post, bookmark it, read it as often as you can. They update it going forward, and big up to the guys over at Buffer for keeping us informed on this. Okay, so I'm gonna close these out, and now let's get into the exciting stuff, guys. Let's get into the exciting stuff. By the way, I do want to do one thing here. I would like to share, now that you guys know that we're just talking about important stuff here. We're talking about important stuff on this webinar. I'm going to give you the link to the live video. Where are we at? There it is. Okay, so let's see here. 1 second. Thanks for your patience. Let me get the post here. There it is. Okay, so I'm getting a little feedback here. All right, closed it. Now, here you go. This, if you're on social media, please go to that post and share it. Have some meaningful interactions with your friends. That post right there is this video. That's this webinar. Say, hey, Josh is throwing down some interesting stuff. And share that and say, you guys come join, come just watch on Facebook. And yeah, I would appreciate if you do that. Okay, now let's get into the next segment. And I promise you, I see some more questions here. I will get back to those in a bit. So don't worry if I haven't answered your question. I'll try to get to all of them. Let's see here. Okay, time to show you what we've been working on and what we're finally going to release today. Okay, now, we've been working on this for a couple of years. Yeah, as you guys know, my dream with Post Planner, it's always been to make the app be the best place to find data-driven, top-performing content. That's what my goal has been for years, and this is what we've been working on for the past couple of years. Now, so the question becomes, how do we design an app that's well designed to deliver recommended content in the best way possible? The lucky thing is that we have a couple many apps out there that are doing this. They're kind of recommendation engines for good content. Our favorite, personally, at Post Planner is Netflix, okay? And so we've used Netflix as an inspiration for the design of our new update to the app. We kind of want to be the Netflix of social sharing content, okay? We want to be the Netflix of content for social media. And to do that, we have to kind of create a user experience that is similar to Netflix's. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you a little more what I mean. Okay, there we are again on the live stream. Okay, now here is Netflix. Now you got to admit, this is a beautiful design, right? I'm sure this is the kids. For you guys who have kids, I know you guys go to this every morning when you wake up, right? You're working in the morning, and you hear your kid get out of bed, and they kind of, go walk across. You hear those footsteps coming behind you, and they're like, "Papa, can I watch?" That's what my kids say anyway. So I say, "Yeah, you want to watch some cartoons before you go to school? No problem." So I go over, I turn on my TV, I turn on Netflix, and boom, I see a UI similar to this. Now it's not the exact same on the TV, I know. Depends on what device you're on, but this is pretty much the gist, as you can see here. And what do you got? this is the best way that Netflix has decided, the best way they found to deliver a nice variety of content relevant to a specific user. So when I go in here, I see this row of these characters. So I know that, these somehow are relevant to, so this is obviously not me personally. It's like my son, Leonard, and my daughter. They're the ones who are watching this stuff. So it depends on what they've watched. Well, they've decided that my kids really like they've enjoyed this kind of content in the past, and they will like this kind of content if they watch it in the future. And so they have these, what we call carousels of content that you can scroll horizontally and you can see characters here. You go down here, you see trending now. You go down here, you see everyone's watching. And again, I can scroll to the right and I can get more content. I can hover over the top and I see a little bit more information. I can start it. I can go and see the episodes. Down here, there's another categorization, Netflix originals. These are shows that have been created by Netflix. And it's kind of this platform is really nice because what they can do is with each of these rows, they can just give it a kind of category, continue watching. These are stuff that Leonard has watched in the past. He can continue watching. Is popular, watch it again. This is stuff that Leonard's completed watching, so he can watch that again. Because you watched this certain thing, so this is my daughter Helene. She likes this one, so she always watches this little baby bum thing, and so they've seen this and they're going to recommend stuff because she's watched that. You guys know how this works. This is like almost become second nature. It's just intuitive for everyone now because everyone's used this so often. So we see this and we think, this is perfect. This is perfect for what we want to do at Post Planner. This is perfect for recommending content to our users, the kind of content that is going to get them engagement on social media. It's going to help them create those forums for discussion that will get them more reach, that will help them reach more of their fans, and ultimately allow them to drive more traffic to their website and make more money as a business. And so this is Netflix version. This is Post Planner's version. Boom. Voila, the new Post Planner. All right. So here you see we have the same thing. Okay. We have these carousels here. You'll notice that this categorization up here at the top is most recent. That just says, look, Josh, this is the last thing you were looking at. This is the last content feed that you were viewing content from. It's National Geographic's Facebook page. I can see that here, National Geographic. There's the Facebook page. If just like in Netflix, if I hover over a piece of content, I can see a little bit more information about it, and I can also click Create Post and send it to the composer, like this. All right, there it goes to the composer. I have my default page selected up here. If you guys don't know, this is my climbing page about rock climbing. The spellbinding jellyfish art video, probably not the best thing for that group of people. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the composer. It sends to the composer. You see we've updated the composer. Now it's full screen, which is nice, not any distractions. I can go in here, I can select a list and various things there. I can create a list of profiles. If I add a new one, I can click save, and then I can go up here and save it as my default. So then the next time I open, it will open with both those already selected. So, it has all the features of our old composer, but it's just sleeker, simplified, less distractions, and just, it's easier to make sure you're creating those awesome posts in the best format possible. Okay, coming back here again, we see our carousels. I see this is the last. You can see they're ordered. The content is ordered by star ranking. Right? Remember, star ranking is we score all of the content in Post Planner according to how it's performed on social media. So instantly by seeing this National Geographic, that this spellbinding jellyfish video has outperformed all these other ones. It's the top performer in the last time period. Now, if I want to, I can just open that, view all, and then I kind of have more options here. So here's National Geographic, and instead of just viewing the last week, I can view the last month. I can look at photos instead of videos. I can look at articles instead of photos. And again, you're always going to see here that everything's ranked by star rating, right? So all the 5-star, so obviously National Geographic shares a lot of articles, and many of them have done quite well. So here are the top articles. These are the kind of content right here. This is the kind of stuff that you share if your business or your Facebook page has anything to do with nature, or astronomy in this case, or anything having to do with this. You can share these, and you can know that these things are going to perform well. These are going to become those forums for discussion that I talked earlier about. Okay. This just looks like a really cool feed. National Geographic, they obviously share really cool stuff. And if I want to, I can save that to one of my streams. Now, this is what we're going to be building later. A stream is a collection of feeds. So this is just one feed, this National Geographic feed. Say that I wanted to create a stream with 20 pages like National Geographic that share stuff about nature, stuff about science. What I can do is I can click save, and this comes up right here, and I can say create a new stream, and I can name it science feeds. And then I can add as many feeds to that stream as I want. Now you'll notice that I'm saying stream versus feed. A stream, you can just think about it like a river, right? All those feeds are like tributaries. They're trickling into this, and they're making the feed a bigger and bigger pipeline of content. So instead of just a single feed of content where you have the top performers from just one page, or from one Instagram account, or from one Instagram hashtag, or from one Twitter account, you can put a bunch of them together, and then they become kind of a river of content, or what we call a stream of content. And this is what I would do with this science feeds is I would create that, and then that would be created over here, and then I can add this National Geographic to that stream, which is pretty awesome. All right, so that'll do that. And I come back out here, and then I'm going to go back. I'm in the most recent, as you guys remember. I'm going to go back to recommended and show you a little bit more. Okay, here's my carousels again. I'm going to scroll down. Boom, I see jump back in. Now, what does jump back in mean? Well, it's very similar. I think Netflix even has a categorization about jump back in. It's what was it? Continue watching as for Leonard, right? Continue watching is basically jump back in. Here are all the stuff that he's watched in the past, and he hasn't finished them. So they're like, hey, get back in there and watch the rest of it. Well, we're doing something similar in Post On. We're saying, hey, you viewed these feeds and these streams. Why don't you jump back in and see what's new from these? So I can again scroll to the right. I can see these are ordered in chronological order. This is the last one I looked at, obviously, because we just looked at it. This was the one before it. This is one before it, etc. Right? And let me show you this super cool, awesome functionality here. Instead of just having to click these one by one and then view the top content from them, check this out. I just go see all. Let that load the magic for a second, and you're going to notice that instead of having to go to each one of these individually, hopefully that loads up. Come on, baby. Come on. There you go. We're going to see the top content from every one of those feeds and streams. So here's National Geographic. Now you'll notice that nature and environment, I had actually, before this call started, I found this National Geographic feed inside of a stream called Nature and Environment, which I found in Industries. All right, and I'm going to show you Industries in a second. And you'll notice that the top performers in that stream are from the National Geographic feed inside of it. But there's other ones. There's the Guardian Environment. There's Elephant Journal. This is a Twitter account. And there's nature.org, which is Twitter account. That's a stream. So that's an example of, look, you're not just getting content from one feed, you're getting content from a bunch of feeds via a stream. And it's just so cool that I can just scroll down, and instead of having to look at each one of these streams or feeds individually, I can just see the top like 5 or 4 stories, pieces of content from every single one of them in no time at all. And if I decide, hey, this looks perfect for a post, I can just click create post, and it sends it straight to the composer, and I can create my post. And look, you remember I saved this last time as my default, so they're there. And I can create that post and add it to my plan. I can scroll down as marketing, recently saved. Now, this is what I did. You'll notice you'll see a bunch of senior care stuff, because for a customer of mine that came in through support when I was there, this nice woman asked me, hey, I don't know how to do this. How can you help me create a stream that's all about elderly care? And so I did the process that I'm about to show you, and I found all of these feeds, and then I created a stream called elderly care, and that's not in here because I did it in the V2 in the old app, which I'm going to show you in a second. But that's why you're seeing all these as my recent. But look how cool it is. I can just scroll down through these, and I can find all the best content from all these. So pretty awesome. You notice I found a ton of stuff on caregiving and elderly care. I'll show you the secret of doing that in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to recommended, and I just have a few more things to show you. I got my most recent, again, I got my, now let's say I go to technology. Technology is one of the popular streams. Let me just show you that real quick. So like here are, I'm gonna skip top content for a second and just show you popular and industries. Popular and industries, this is very similar to Netflix. These are the popular streams. We think that these are just generally good for, general content. Technology, marketing, top news, quotes, engaging, random, funny. These are just kind of streams. Like this funny one has 51 feeds inside. What else? This marketing one has 70 feeds inside. So I can, click on that, and I'm going to see the top performing content from all 70 of those feeds. And you'll notice that my buddy Mike over at Tab Site decided to share this bored panda on the Tab Site page, and it did well. Doesn't have anything to do with marketing apparently, but it works. You might want to post that with a grain of salt there. But content curation tools, hopefully we're in there. And Post Planner did a nice performance. It looks like Mari Smith shared this on her Twitter account. Big up, thanks to Mari for doing that. But anyway, these are the top performing content in the last month from this 71 feeds. Now notice if I go back to recommended, what's going to be in most recent? Well, of course, marketing is going to be, right? Viewed marketing, I viewed technology, so those are up at the front and jump back in. Okay, so those are marketing. The popular and industries streams. These are kind of like just streams that we pre-made for you, that just kind of make it easy. So you can go through these. For example, industries. There's a ton of them. Entertainment, law and legal, fitness, blah blah blah. Not enough, of course, because there's just tons of industries. We'll add more of these all the time, but anyway, those are available there for you. Going back up, top content from my profiles. This is all the top content from my connected profiles, like my Instagram account, all the Twitter accounts I have connected, all my Facebook pages. This is you'll see that it's all the stuff from Post Planner's Facebook page. Is it from? These are all from the Post Planner Facebook page. This is from a test page I have. So these are all the top performers. Okay. All right, great. So that's my profiles, and the cool thing about my profiles is you have a stream of that also in my content, which is I'm going to get to next. At the very bottom here, you have my content. This is where all your customized streams that I talked about earlier live. It's in the my content section. So I have all these streams that I've created. I've created every one of these streams. The Twitter. Remember when I created the science feeds one or whatever I named it in my content to put the National Geographic feed into? That's where this would live, down here. So I can access that here. Remember, I had that climbing page, so I have a bunch of climbing streams in my content. So I can access it by clicking see all here, or we have the link up here in the nav, which just makes it easy to instantly go to. I'm going to head over there to my content. And what you'll see is you'll see all my streams over here that I've created. You'll notice my science feeds, one I just created. And then again, it's a very nice view where I have all the carousels, and I can quickly see the top performing content from the recent filters I use. So with this Climbing Magazine's stream that has, I'll show you which feeds are in there. I have all these, Climbing Magazine, Rock and Ice Magazine. These are big climbing magazines. I put their Facebook page feeds into this stream, Climbing Magazines, and I can instantly see the top performing content in the last time period that I viewed it in. It's probably the week, or I can check out the videos or the articles. I can change it right there. I don't even have to open the full feed. I can just, curate right from this row, this carousel. And these are just all my these are all the top performing content from all of my streams here. You can, manage them over here. If I want to manage them, if I want to like remove feeds from certain streams, I just click manage streams. And then you'll notice that this one's locked. This is my profiles. These are all of the Facebook pages that I have connected in my settings. These are all mine. If you didn't know, on Instagram, I'm Fate Hacker. On Twitter, I'm Fate Hacker. So these are the accounts that I have connected. That's locked because you can't delete these. These just automatically come in. But on these ones, like for example, climbing Instagram, I have a bunch of Instagram users. I could click edit. Actually, that edits the name. Sorry. I can click over here and I can say that I found this Matt Climber one right here. I think that's a great feed, and I want to add it to another stream of mine. I can go like this, and then it opens up. There's Matt Climber. I can click check mark on any of these and just quickly add it to another stream. I'm not going to do that right now, but or I can click X and just remove the feed from the stream. So just a really easy way to customize. You can kind of grab onto these and reorder them, and that's how it works. So I'm in the manage streams view of my content. I'm just going to head back to recommended. So there you have it, folks. I mean, that's pretty the basics so far. Maybe some of you are like, Josh, but what about the other parts of the app? Find, this is just fine. What about plan and post? Well, unfortunately, we don't have those ones ready right now. So we're releasing Find kind of as a standalone app that you can use. So basically, when you're using this new version, you'll just have to open the old version in another tab next to it. So kind of like this. So I can go back to my plan, and I can see my plans here. I can see my scheduled posts here. Whenever you create, let's say I create a post with this, and and I add it to my plan, no problem. It's just going to kind of disappear, and then it's going to end up over here in my plan where I can turn on recycle. I can delete it. I can edit it. I can drag and drop it. All the stuff that you guys know that we can do anyway in the current app. For a while, you're just going to have to use the new Find and then the old version of plan and post, and we're working on those as well, but it takes time. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Yep. I'll just say that the next features that are coming down the loop are favoriting, which is going to be awesome. This is where you're going to be able to hover over this, and there's going to be a little heart icon right here, and I can click that, and then it will just put all those content items that I've favorited into one little kind of categorization, and then you'll have a carousel or a row here that just says favorites. And you can click see all, and then you'll just see all of the content you've kind of saved for later. So say that maybe I'm scrolling through here and I see, and I'm like, oh dude, this would be perfect for a post on X page. So I think, well, but I'm just kind of busy right now. I'm not ready to create a post quite yet, so I'm just going to favorite it for later. And so you'll be able to favorite it there. And then we're just adding more types of content. You probably noticed that we have if I go to National Geographic, like we saw, we have videos now, which we never had before in the old app. So videos are so key, right? They're so great for the kind of discussion posts that we talked about earlier. For people are gonna, I almost exclusively post videos, reshared videos on my climbing Facebook page now. I just stopped even posting the images because for the most part, videos tend to outperform. Now, that's probably not a good idea. I want to start, you never want to cut out any type of content, absolutely. Because you need to continuously test. But anyway, we have Facebook videos now, and Instagram videos are coming too. Right now, we kind of throw all Instagram content from a feed into one categorization, which is, we call it photos, but it's actually has videos too, which isn't right. So now we're going to divide the videos out from, if you have a particular Instagram user that you have saved in Post Planner, you'll be able to click video and just see their videos, and you'll be able to click photos and just see their photos for resharing. Okay, so that's awesome. You might have noticed too that we now have Twitter photos, which is honestly one of my favorite new features. I don't know about you guys, but I just love Twitter. I never really appreciated it until recently. I've just gotten so into it. It's just so interesting because you can follow such interesting people over there and just get into very, very interesting discussions. This is a really cool account that I started following recently, History and Pics. So these are all the images that they've shared. They just share history, pictures, famous people, places, blah, blah, blah. this, now you can curate photos from Twitter, which before you could only curate articles in the old app. Now you can curate photos, and videos are coming soon for Twitter as well. All right. So we'll be adding more content, YouTube videos. So I mean, YouTube feeds, for example, LinkedIn feeds, Pinterest board feeds. We're trying to add every kind of content feed type so that you can build the most powerful streams you can imagine, right? That just these pipelines of amazing content that are the gift that just keeps on giving. That's what we're trying to build in Post Planner. That way, if you invest some time up front in Post Planner and build these streams, it's not like just a short-term benefit. It's a long-term benefit, because you could come back to that same stream, months later, and it will just have all this brand new amazing content from all those feeds inside, okay? So I can't stress enough that the more time you invest in the Post Planner, especially building those streams in my content, those are just gonna pay off forever, okay? So please do that. And we have more and more features coming out, but I'm not going to even get into those because we have much more work to do. But those ones I mentioned are coming out very soon, so you should get real excited about those. All right, let me jump over. I'm going to stop sharing and see if I can answer some questions. Stop the share, coming back. All right, let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Wow, you guys asked a ton of questions. Okay. Post Planner several public. No, we already covered that one. Let's see here. Can we repeat for other team members not attending? I don't know if I understand that. You can definitely save. You'll get a link to this webinar that you can share with anybody if that's what you meant. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip over some of the Facebook algorithm questions that I've already answered. Status ideas going away, and PP, no, we're not gonna remove that. We'll still keep status ideas, because it may not be the best thing to post text only posts on Facebook, but text only posts on Twitter still work. And those texts in our status ideas database, our status ideas engine, those can also be fodder for images that you can use an app like Canva. We have an integration with Canva, where you can, take the text and put it onto an image. And as you guys know, quotes on images, questions on images, those do well. So, we're not going to get rid of that feature. There's over 10,000 texts in our status ideas engine. So we put a lot of time into creating those. So we're not going to just get rid of them. Can PP post to Facebook groups? Yes, the ones that you admin only, okay? When will this roll out? Today. We're rolling it out to the first tranche of users, about 50 people today. If you want to get in on the next ones, stay tuned. Send us an email in support@postplanner.com, or click the widget inside your app. I might as well tell you right now what the special is, because some of you might want to drop off. But let me just throw down what the special is. Special is this. We just want you guys to renew your annual accounts today. So like maybe you paid in July for an annual account, maybe you paid in November, maybe you paid in last April. What we want you to do is we want you to renew for another year today or this week. So just write in and say, hey, I want the webinar special, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to credit you for the time that hasn't been used. So if you renewed in July, you still have 6 months of credit. We're going to take that credit, apply it to your account, and then we're going to renew you for another year. So your next billing date will be next January. And then we're going to give you a free upgrade to the next level, okay? So if you're on the Love plan and you do this, you renew for another year, we're going to jump you up to the Guru plan, so you have access to all those features that are in Guru. If you're at the Guru plan right now, we'll renew for a year, we'll jump you up to the Master plan, okay? So there you go. That's a special. If you want to participate in that and participate in the beta, which, we're going to roll it out to 50 people first, and then another 50, and then another 50, because we got to, roll it out gradually, because if we roll it out to everyone, it will just break things. So we're going to roll it out gradually. And if you want to be part of those beta groups, just send me an email, support@postplanner.com, or, reply to any of the messages that we've sent you, marketing messages too, and it'll come to our support desk, and we'll answer you and just say, hey, I was on the webinar, I want the special, I want to renew, I want to be in beta, whatever. we'll understand what it is. I'll probably be in support, so I might be even the one who answers your question. Okay, sorry for that diversion. Let's see here. Lots of compliments. Glad you guys like it. Shirley says it's absolutely stunning. Oh, that's music to my ears. I really love hearing that positive feedback. I think it's pretty awesome too. Okay. All right, we're gonna do yes, I will walk you through the how-to soon. How often do you recommend posting per day? That depends on your page. Yes, you can search for Twitter pics. Whose pictures are these? Do you have the recognition of the owners of the pictures? Well, if you just reshare the posts, then you can you just resharing their stuff. But if you want to give credit, we also have this sweet new feature. Let me show you. I forgot to show you that in the Composer. So I'm gonna share my screen real quickly, and I'm gonna just show you this. Pretty awesome. So let's say I go back to recommended, and where's an Instagram? Let's go to my client Instagram. Say I have find this Instagram photo, and I want to create a post for it. What I can do here is this tells me this is from Sean McCall, and what I do if I copy this is called the credit text, right? So if I share this, I can reshare the original. That will just reshare a link to the Instagram post. Or I can just copy this and even explicitly mention them. I click this because Facebook won't let us. Facebook has these terms of service that you can't automatically paste something into a caption. So what we do is we let you copy it here and paste it in, and then I have like photo, and then I have the guy's tag, and I have a link straight back to the person who posted this photo. You can do that for all photos. Okay, so this is kind of a new thing we added to help people give credit where credit is due when resharing other people's photos. Best practices apply here, folks. If you want to share other people's photos, it's always best to kind of get their permission first. Send them a DM, ask if you can do it. But mentioning them, tagging them in your post always helps. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the share and go back to questions. All right. All right, guys, so there's just tons of questions here. Well, there's a few more. I'm going to come back to them after I show you this process. It's just killer. Okay, so let's go into part three. Part three, we're an hour in. We still got 53 people here. That's good. That's good feedback. That means we're sharing good stuff here. Okay, so remember when we were viewing the new app, you saw all that elderly care, all those elderly care feeds. And I told you that I had someone come into support. She was kind of confused about how to use Post Planner. She didn't know how to get value out of the app. And I said, well, tell me, what kind of content, what industry are you in? What kind of content, what's the topic that you want to share content on? She's like, well, I have a business that's about elderly care. I'm like, okay, perfect. Do you have any Facebook pages that you think are cool that are in that, that share good content that are in that industry? And she sent me a couple. Okay, and what I did is this, and what I'm going to ask you to do is, why don't you guys tell me, can you guys tell me, so someone says personal development niche. Okay, that's a good one. Why don't you, can you post in here, Peter, a Facebook page that you think shares awesome content about personal development? See if you can find one and paste it in. And I'm going to show you how to build an amazing stream on personal development. Or if someone else, if Peter's not finding one, if someone else has a niche, an industry that they would like me to build a stream for, travel, okay. What you need to do though is you got to tell me the niche, and you got to tell me a Facebook page that's awesome, that's in that niche. Just one example page, So if you have travel, give me another one. I could probably find one. Let's just do that. Let me share my screen and I will show you the wine industry. All right, let me show you something. Royal Caribbean. Okay, let me look that one up. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go over to Facebook, and I'm going to. This is a little secret that I've discovered that works quite well. So I'm going to go Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean. Let's look for pages. Royal Caribbean Philippines. Let's just get the Royal Caribbean, the main one if they have it. It looks like this one. Yeah, that has 4,000 likes. Is that the right one? That That doesn't look right. We want to get one with a lot of likes to be legit here. This one has 259,000. Just depends on where we want to start. Let's just go with this one down here, Royal Caribbean, straight up. See what that looks. All right. Well, it only has 5,000 likes, but you know it could work. So watch what happens here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go into the old app because it's easier to do this in the old app right now because our search in the new app doesn't work quite as well. So I'm going to go over here to find. I'm going to go to my content and I'm going to add a new folder and it's going to be called travel. Okay. So there's my new folder. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to plug in the URL of that Facebook page and I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to click save. Okay. So that's this, it'll go into my recently saved folder here and I'm going to drag it down to travel. Okay. That's what's step one. Now, but here's the really cool thing right here. If I go back to Facebook, sorry, Zoom's covering up. Okay. If I go back to Facebook and I go like, oh no, it didn't work. This page. So let's try another one. Royal Caribbean Cruises. So I'm gonna go international. There's 4.3 million. Now, normally if I click like on this thing, there we go. Facebook's gonna show me a bunch of recommendations. Okay. So I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go back to Post Planner. I'm gonna plug this one in. This one looks like the cruise stuff. I'm gonna click on that. It's gonna open it. I'm gonna save it. It's gonna say no articles available right now because it hasn't processed yet. This is kind of a bad thing about our old app. It takes a second to process it. I'm gonna again drop it into travel. But then I'm gonna come back here and look. Now I have all these. Recommendations, and what I can do is I can right click. I'm gonna do Carnival Cruise. Right click, open a new tab. Princess. Right click, open in a new tab. Disney Cruise Line. Right click, open in a new tab. What else? Celebrity cruises. This is probably going to end up being a cruisy. This is going to be a stream about cruises, okay? Royal Caribbean blog. Right click, open in a new tab. Holland America. Let's Harmony of the Seas. Right click, open in a new tab. Carnival Cruise Line Australia. Right click, open in a new tab. And the more and more of these you do, the better, okay? Because you can always remove them if they have crap content. You can remove them out of your stream. But for now, we're going to add a bunch of them. Cruise Fever. Right click, open in a new tab. And you'll notice that up here, I'm getting all of these. I'm getting all these cruise lines. They're in opening in a new tab. So can't remember. Did I already add this one? I think I did. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to copy that URL. It has this UTM of timeline chaining. Don't worry about that. We kind of remove that in Post Planner anyway. Just copy the URL, plug it in here. Select the top offering, boom, it opens. It won't show any content at first because it's processing. Save, it's gonna go in here. I'm gonna just do a bunch of these. I'm not gonna move these right now. So I'm gonna close that. And then I'm gonna copy this one, put it in. Open that one, save it. Now remember, the cool thing is that this process can be never ending because you can go like this, like, it didn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It usually will show me even more recommendations. So, and you don't have to like them. You can just unlike them right after you like them. So I'll close that one. Here's the next one, Disney. Copy the URL, put it in here. I know this is kind of a clunky process. This is why we're trying to approve this in the new app. But I'm telling you, like I said before, if you make this investment, it's well worth it. I'm gonna close that one. I'm gonna try to like this one, see what happens. Yep, okay, cool. So I can unlike that, and then I can do, let's see, we do some Disney stuff. Disney Cruise Line, click open in a new tab. I don't want to do too many of these because I know that you guys don't have much time. So take this one. Did I already put that one in? Can't remember. Yeah, Disney Cruise Line, boom. Okay, so I'll close that one. Disney Cruise Line jobs, no, that one probably won't be relevant. Celebrity cruises, I'll take that one and put it in there. Let's just do a few more, and I'll just show you how awesome this is. Boom. Save. Again, it's not really so nice looking here, but it's going to pay off, I promise you. Celebrity Cruises, let's cut through that one. Boom. Head over here, plug it in. Boom. Save it. Caribbean. Let's just do a few more. Harmony of the Sea. Let's just make this one the last one. Okay, so I copied that one, put that one in, boom, and open that one and save it. Okay, so you'll notice that I have in my recently saved, that's where all your new saved feeds go. They all jumped in here. I'm just going to drag them all down to my new travel. I know this is also kind of a clunky process. That's why we replaced this in the new app with the check marks. So it's going to be a lot easier there. Is that right? No, I love the beach. Oh, what the hell? Let's just throw those in there too. I love the ocean. It looks like my headphones are dying, so I might have to switch. But okay, check it out. I moved all these in here. Here's my travel feed, my travel stream that has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 feeds inside. And now check this out. Boom. Oh, come on, baby. Articles. Let's try photos. All right. Getting some broken images. It's still probably processing, but you can see, look, here's from the last month from all these. I would say that I'd probably have to wait. Our app's still a little bit slow. I have to wait, maybe 5 more minutes for just all these feeds to process. And again, this will be fixed in the new app. But look what I got here. I got a bunch of images. This one's from Royal Caribbean International. This one's from Celebrity Cruises. This one's from Carnival Cruise Line. I have all the top content, top photos from the last month or week. These images haven't processed yet. And there should be articles. I guess these guys are not sharing links. Interesting. That might be a problem. Let's see if Royal Caribbean. No, they don't seem to be sharing articles on that page. Maybe they're just sharing photos. Now remember, in the new app, you'll be able to check out their videos too. But the cool thing is that any time you invest in these streams here in V2, those will transfer over to your V3. Sorry, that's internal talk. All the time you invest in the old app, creating these streams, those streams will appear in the new app. Okay, so it's still worth it to do it here. Anyway, this took me 15 minutes to do, maybe 10 minutes to do, and now after I promise you, after 5-10 minutes, the content will be much better. But I can come back to this tomorrow. I can come back to this stream next week. I can come back to it any time. I think I can double click here. Yeah, name it cruise content. There you go. So now it's more properly named. And I got my cruise content stream. Okay. That process right there, I know it looked kind of clunky, and it was. That's what the process we're streamlining in the new app, so that you can build these streams super quickly. And then the next step, which is pretty awesome, is that you'll be able to search other people's streams. So you'll kind of be able to piggyback off other people's work. That's coming down the line. Okay. So let me stop the share and come back and okay. All right, let's try to answer some more of your questions. Looks like we lost a few more people. That's all the content I want to cover today, but let me try to answer your questions. Let's see. Yeah. I noticed that, Rebecca said Deb Mitchell, it's like Feedly. Yeah, Feedly was a big inspiration for us on the My Content, the sharing, because they kind of use that same thing. That thing comes in from the side, and you can check mark any kind of stream that you want to add feeds to. We took our inspiration for that UI from Feedly. Let's see here. I was told not to use third parties like Postfinder to repost them. Oh no, this one again. This rumor never dies. This rumor never dies. I'm sure you've all heard the rumor that posting with third-party apps decreases your reach. This is a total. If it was posted on Facebook after the recent update, Facebook would not show it to anybody because it's not legit. I'm gonna, and you know what? Buffer created another. They write such great content. They wrote another seminal post on third-party apps. I'm gonna get it and share social media. Someone has that. Let's see. Do third-party social tools negatively affect reach? Boom, there it is. Maybe someone already shared it. Read that article. Buffer went in depth, and they looked at all the data from all their users, data from tons of users, tons of people on social media, and they tried to find, is this rumor that never dies, that if you post with third-party apps, you don't get as much reach as posting natively? Is it true? Just read the article and look at the results. The data is crystal clear, folks. Posting with third-party apps has no effect on the reach or engagement of your posts. What does have an effect, which we talked about earlier, is the kind of content you share, what time you share at, et cetera, et cetera. That has an effect, but the fact that you use the third party to publish doesn't affect anything, okay? That's what the data shows. There's no official word from Facebook, but think about it logically. Why would Facebook want to limit the reach of third-party posts? There's no reason for them to do it. They get so much content coming into the platform, which creates a good user experience for their users. Why would they even open up their API to allow businesses like us to create apps that publish to their platform if they were just going to limit the reach? It just doesn't make any sense. So, that's the rumor that will never die. I'm sure I will be explaining this same exact answer in about 5 years from now, but that's the answer for now, and it's the way it will stay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get a few more of these. Instagram has accounts of just recycled pictures. How do you get so many followers? Oh, getting followers is another story, another webinar. I can't really go into that right now. When is a new platform coming? We're opening it today for the first users. If you want to get on that, if you want to get in on the beta and get early access to this new UI, this new beautiful, awesome UI that we've been working on for so long, all you got to do is send me an email in support at postbinder.com. Say, Josh, I saw your webinar. I want to get in on the beta. Renew me for a year. Credit me for the time unused, and give me the free upgrade. I'll hook you up. You can do that with support at postbinder.com, or you can do an in-app message using the little widget inside of Postbinder. Either one works. Do you have training? We do have training. Rebecca is watching this now. She'll share links to our training. Great to hear, Abby, that you renewed. That's great. Let's see here, personal development. Yeah, so here's where we launched into it. I have a client who is in the welcoming industry. She's not affiliated with Welcome Wagon, and I cannot use their content. Where do I find content for her? Well, any industry, Facebook's huge. It's kind of like a reflection of the real world at this point. So any industry you can think of is going to have multiple pages. If you just do a little bit of searching, use that what they call timeline chaining. That's where you like a page, and then Facebook shows you 20 more pages like it. So then you can just right click, open in a new page. And then when you get to those other pages, click like again on those pages. And then Facebook will show you more recommendations. You can quickly open, 20, 30, 40, 50 pages relevant, and then just go through that process that I showed you earlier. Copy the URL, put it into Post Planner, save the feed, and then put it into a stream. And then just wait a little while, maybe 10, 20 minutes, then come back and click on that stream, and you're going to see all the best content from all those feeds. Now, again, in the V3 app, it's going to be so much easier because we're going to have a much more powerful search, so that you won't even have to really search in Facebook anymore. But the cool thing about that process that I showed you is that you're leveraging Facebook's own kind of recommendation algorithm, because Facebook has built that. They have all the data. We can try to get as much data as we can from them, but they're the ones who actually have the data. So when you click like on a page and they show you, 20 pages that are similar to that page, Facebook, they know for sure that those pages are similar. So I would definitely still, even in the new app, I'd still use that timeline chaining feature to find all kinds of awesome stuff. Pam Fisher asks, which is better, Buffer or Hootsuite? The answer to that is Post Planner. All right, next question. Let's see. I have a client. Okay. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. If you need more help, yep, I'll be doing more of these, as Rebecca says. Thanks for sticking around for so long. 38 of you are still here. That's amazing. I'm sure you're sick of my voice and my face by now. So I have some good news. You're not going to have to look at it very much longer. We're going to shut this down. Hopefully you've got a lot of good information today. Remember the stuff we covered. We talked about the algorithm. Keep in mind all those updates. Remember, the main takeaway is, look, 20% of all those page posts are gone now. All the people who are sharing bad content, not all of them, but many of them are out of the newsfeed now. What does that mean? That you don't have to compete with them anymore. And now going forward, you can share content that is going to become a forum for discussion. That is your goal as a business on Facebook. You want to create a forum for discussion with your posts. Do that, and there's no Facebook algorithm update that's going to even touch you. All right, because if you do that, you're going to be creating positive experiences for Facebook users, and that's exactly why Facebook has, allowed Facebook pages to exist, because they increase they improve the experience of Facebook, and you want to be part of improving that experience. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Again, if you want to take advantage of the special, email me at support@postplanner.com. or click the widget inside of the Post Planner app. Say, Josh, I want the special. I saw the webinar, and say hi to me, and I'll say what up right back to you, and I will hook you up with that special. All right, guys? So thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for your time. It means the world to me that you guys support our business and support our application. I promise you, I know it's hard to be patient sometimes with how long it takes us to push out updates, but I promise you we're doing everything we can from our side to push out a high quality product that you're going to get a lot of value from. So I wish you guys all the best. Hope you have an awesome Wednesday, and I'll see you in support when I'm answering your emails, when you're getting in on the special and on the new beta. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Or if you're not going to become next week, please tell your friends. We do this every week, cover a different topic. This week it was Facebook algorithm. Next week it'll be something else. So I hope to see you then. All right, take care, everybody. Peace.